let's get this out of the way. Dragon's Dogma 2 is everything you would expect from a sequel to a game that was essentially, what if Skyrim had a love child with Dark Souls, but you could climb things like you are auditioning for a Spider-Man reboot? And guess what? You can still cling to a dragon's wing like an overeager backpack while it tries to shake you off and roast you simultaneously. I mean, if that doesn't sound like a good game, I don't know what will. The story in Dragon's Dogma 2 is like when you go to a fancy restaurant, but you are really just there for the dessert. Yes, it has a plot. Dragons, destiny, mysterious magic, but come on. You are here to jump on the back of a massive beast and stab it in the face, while your NPC companions shout helpful things like, we must attack its weak point. I never would have guessed, right? But hey, if you are one of those people who care about narrative, Dragon's Dogma 2 does try. You are still the Arisen, human with a mysteriously magnetic relationship with dragons and losing hearts, both in a literal and metaphorical sense. Expect a fair amount of "you are the chosen one" people talks and cryptic lore that you will leave you going, I guess I will figure it out in 10 hours or never. Oh, the pawns. Your trusty NPC friends who have the intellectual capacity of a Roomba with a sword and shield. They are back, and they are as weirdly useful as they are annoying. You get to create your own custom pawn, which is basically like making your ideal best friend in a video game. Someone who will never question you, always agrees with your decisions, and is somehow oblivious to the concept of danger. Then there's the best part. You can rent other people's pawns from some bizarre pawn sharing economy, which is like Airbnb but with expendable warriors. Do you need a sorcerer with a ridiculous name like Gandalf 3000? Done. Maybe a tank named Big Sausage 69, sure thing. But the real joy of pawns is watching them interact with the world in their gloriously clueless way. They will shout out monster weaknesses like they are auditioning to be next tutorial voice in Fortnite.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items.
They will carry your junk, get stuck on rocks, and sometimes just stand there while you get smashed into a fine red paste by a griffin. Remember how in most games you just attack monsters from the ground like a normal person?
Smashing success! Let us try for the same result with our next attack.
Well, Dragon's Dogma 2 is here to remind you that roofs, lifts and monster faces are for climbing. Why deal with a Cyclops in a normal, respectable way when you can climb up its back, poke it in the eye and ride it like an amusement park attraction? Combat is like a mix of Shadow of the Colossus and circus performance where everything is on fire. You'll be flipping, dodging, casting spells and generally doing whatever it takes to avoid getting stomped into oblivion by the myriad of creatures that apparently skipped how to share the planet day in Monster School. And let's not forget the dragon fights. Nothing quite matches the sheer joy of hanging onto a dragon's tail while it soars through the sky, leaving you wondering if maybe you should have put more points into stamina instead of looking cool in your armor. Visually, Dragon's Dogma 2 is a feast for the eyes. Assuming your idea of a feast includes gigantic monsters, stunning landscapes and occasional blizzards of particle effects that make you question if your PC can actually handle this.
Take each trial as it comes. The creature's corpse will serve us well.
You cut quite the hunter's figure.
The environments are vast and varied, ranging from spooky forests where every shadow seems like it's plotting your demise, to sprawling cities filled with NPCs who all apparently have the same 3 voice actors. The soundtrack? Epic. You will feel like you are starring in your own personal fantasy movie, complete with orchestral swells that kick in just you to realize you forget to equip healing potions before fighting a 50-foot ogre. Should you play it? If you enjoy chaotic monster fights, getting advice from a merry band of idiots, and the joy of climbing up large things that don't want to be climbed, then Dragon's Dogma 2 is absolutely for you. Sure, the story is more an optional suggestion than a key feature, but who needs deep plot development when you can ride Chimera into the sunset? Plus, with the pawn system, you can create a digital minion to do all the heavy lifting, and if they are dumb enough to fall off a cliff, hey, just rent a new one. In conclusion, Dragon's Dogma 2 is less about being a hero of a grand world-saving tale and more about hanging onto a back of a dragon while screaming, "I have no idea what I am doing, but this is awesome." If it sounds like a good time, welcome to the club. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. This is the way.